Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a closer look at Synergy Associates. Now, this isn't maybe a household name, but they're a key player behind the scenes, working with giants like Dell Technologies and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, HPE.
That's right. We've got this company overview document, and it really gives us a good snapshot of their business.
Yeah, so our plan today is pretty straightforward. Unpack what Synergy does, who they work with, and why you might actually find this interesting, even if you haven't heard of them directly before.
Exactly. The source material covers their history, those big partnerships, the services they offer. So by the end of this, listeners should have a really solid grasp of Synergy's place in the whole tech ecosystem.
Okay, let's get into it. Synergy Associates. They started back in, what, 1998?
That's right, 1998. So they've been around a fair while. But it seems like the really key partnerships, the ones with HPE and Dell, they solidified a bit later on.
Right, like milestones. The overview mentions 2008 becoming an authorized distributor for HPE Renew.
Yeah, and that was apparently HPE approaching them. Which, says something about Synergy's capabilities even back then. It wasn't just them knocking on doors.
Good point. And then fast forward a decade, 2018, they lock in this deal with Dell Technologies.
Mm-hmm.
Becoming a recertified distributor. GDO, it says.
GDO, yeah. That's a pretty significant step, bringing Dell into their main lineup.
And it didn't stop there. A year later, 2019, they deepened the HPE relationship again.
Becoming an HPE RPB distributor, that's Certified Genuine Replacement Parts. So you see this progression, right? Building tire links with both of these massive tech companies.
Definitely. It's more than just having the logos. It looks like they've carved out a very specific, maybe niche, but valuable role with both Dell and HPE. Let's dig into that core business. What does that actually look like?
Okay. So fundamentally, they're a Tier 1 authorized distributor for both Dell and HPE.
Tier 1. So like a direct relationship authorized by the manufacturers themselves.
Exactly. Now, how that plays out is a bit different for each. With Dell, the big focus is that recertified distributor status, the GDO role.
Okay, recertified.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people hear that and think maybe lower quality or just used. But the overview seems to really push back on that idea.
It does, and that's critical. The key point is where the recertification happens. It's done at the Dell factory. It's Dell's own process.
Oh, okay. So not some third-party shop.
Nope. The document says explicitly, same quality as new, and importantly, backed by the same Dell support, the same warranty you'd get with a brand new machine.
Wow, okay. So potentially identical quality and support, but presumably at a different price point?
Yeah.
That's a strong angle.
It is. And they don't just sell off-the-shelf recertified units either. They offer custom configured-to-order CTO Dell EMC servers, rack-mount, modular, towers.
So even with recertified, you can still get it built exactly how you need it.
Precisely. That customization is a big piece of their value. And one more thing for Dell partners, sales through Synergy apparently qualify for SCORE credit.
SCORE credit. Okay, some kind of partner program benefit within Dell's system, adding another incentive.
Right. It helps the resellers meet their Dell targets or get rewards, whatever the specifics of SCORE are.
Got it. So that's the Dell side. What about HPE? You mentioned the relationship evolved there too. Is it broader than just recertified?
It seems to be, yeah. For HPE Renew, they're also Tier 1 authorized, but the product range looks wider. They stock HPE Compute, like ProLiant servers, but also Aruba networking gear.
Aruba's big in networking.
It's huge. And they also handle HPE upgrades, options, even things called excess new and end-of-life products, EOL.
EOL. Okay, that can be super important for companies running older systems they can't just rip and replace. Finding parts is crucial.
Absolutely. And speaking of parts, that's the other side of their HPE coin, being an RPB distributor for genuine HPE parts. Memory, storage, power supplies, network bits, all with the proper OEM warranties.
Crucial for keeping things running smoothly and, compatibly.
Exactly. And they seem focused on making the process easy for their partners. The overview mentions they electronically report HPE Renew sales.
Oh, for immediate sales credit. That's smart. Saves the reseller's hassle.
Definitely smooths things out. Plus, they handle registering HPE PointNext tech care support for customers.
So, simplifying the support setup, too.
Right. And they do Dell service tag updates as well. It's these operational efficiencies that add up.
Okay, so we understand what they distribute. But why would a reseller, an MSP, or whoever, choose to partner with Synergy? What's the core pitch to them?
Well, their mission statement is pretty clear. Catalyze growth and enhance revenue for our reseller partners. That's the goal. And they wrap this up in a concept they call speed to value.
Speed to value. Sounds a bit like marketing speak, but let's break it down. The overview lists 4 components. Availability is first.
Right. Availability. Because they're a stocking distributor, they hold inventory. For partners, that means less waiting, faster access to hardware when they need it.
Cuts down lead times. Makes sense. Next is custom configuration. We touched on this with Dell CTO.
Yeah, and it applies broadly. They really lean into their ability to build systems to spec. They claim they can sometimes fulfill and deploy faster than, say, Dell Outlet even.
Faster than the manufacturer's own outlet. That's a bold claim.
It is, but it highlights their focus on agility and having that stock and expertise in-house.
Okay, third element, competitive pricing. How does that work?
Being a distributor, they get the hardware at a certain price point, lower than buying new direct usually. This lets their reseller partners add their own margin, but still offer a good price to the end customer.
Right, the economics have to work for everyone down the line.
Exactly. It's about enabling higher margins for the partners.
And the last part of speed of value is rapid service.
This seems to cover things like getting quotes out fast, and then once an order is in, they aim for really quick turnaround, often same-day build and ship for custom configs.
Same day. That's impressive for custom builds. Addresses that urgency factor.
Definitely. And beyond just speed to value, they talk a lot about building long-term relationships, being a trusted partner, not just a supplier.
So, more strategic, less transactional.
That seems to be the goal. Supporting partners with sales challenges, finding growth opportunities. They list a whole range of partners they work with. VARs, MSPs, data centers, cloud providers, even self-maintainers.
A wide net. Okay, let's shift to geography. Where does Synergy actually operate?
They cover the Americas and the Caribbean. The details vary a bit by product line.
Okay.
Genuine HPE parts seem to have the widest footprint listed Mexico. Quite a bit of South America, like Argentina, Chile, Peru, and several Central American countries, too.
Interesting. A strong focus on Latin America for HPE parts, then. What about the bigger systems, the Dell Recertified and HPE Renew?
Currently, those, along with HPE Aruba Renew and the parts, are distributed in the U.S., Canada, and the U.S. Caribbean.
Okay. U.S. and Canada makes sense.
But here's something interesting. The document marks several regions as pending for expansion.
Like where?
Mexico, the South American countries, Central America, and the non-U.S. Caribbean. They're listed as pending for HPE Renew, Aruba Renew, and Dell Recertified.
So it looks like they're planning a significant geographic expansion for those core offerings soon.
That's what it suggests, yes.
Yeah.
Something for potential partners in those regions to watch.
Definitely. Okay, so we've got the what, the why, the where. Let's boil it down. What really makes Synergy stand out? What are the key differentiators?
Quality is a huge one they keep hitting. The OEM factory process for recertified gear, the identical to new warranty. They want to make sure partners are confident selling this stuff.
And they back it up with data. You mentioned the DOA rate.
Right, dead on arrival. They claim their rate is well below the industry average, which points to good quality control, good testing.
Reliability is key, especially with Recertified.
Absolutely. They also credit their certified technical and sales teams for this, and we already talked about the CTO speed being faster even than Dell outlets sometimes. That agility is a differentiator.
And the financial side is obviously key. Lower cost than new, leading to better margins for partners.
Can't overstate that one. It's a core economic driver. But they also mention sustainability.
Ah, the eco-friendly angle.
Yeah, positioning recertified hardware as a greener choice extends the life of the equipment. That aligns with a lot of corporate responsibility goals these days.
It's true. Sustainability in IT is becoming much more prominent. It's not just about saving money anymore, though that helps.
Exactly. And finally, they seem to offer quite a bit of direct support to their partners. Marketing materials, webinars, helping out on sales calls, showing up at events.
So really trying to enable their partners' success. The tagline, "We only win when our customers win," kind of sums that up.
Seems to, yeah. It's a partnership model, not just distribution.
Okay, let's try and summarize this. Synergy Associates, they're a major Tier 1 distributor, heavily focused on Dell Technologies Recertified, and a wide range of HPE products, including Renew, Aruba, and Genuine parts.
Right, operating across the Americas and Caribbean with plans to expand further.
Their whole model seems built around this speed-to-value idea, having stock, customizing quickly, competitive pricing, and efficient service.
Plus, that emphasis on quality, same as new warranty, on recertified, low failure rates, and building strong, supportive relationships with their reseller partners.
It's a fascinating look at a crucial, if sometimes less visible, part of the IT supply chain. They're clearly providing real value, especially in the recertified and part space.
Definitely. They've carved out a strong position by blending quality assurance, customization, speed, and partner support.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to chew on. We see this growing pressure everywhere for IT to be more sustainable, more cost-effective. How might companies like Synergy, focusing on high-quality recertification and extending hardware life, actually reshape how businesses approach buying and managing their tech in the future?
That's a great question. Is this model not just a niche, but maybe a glimpse into a more circular, value-focused future for IT hardware?
Definitely food for thought. Indeed. If you want to learn more about Synergy Associates, all the details are there if you want to follow up.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.